Greetings. Hola. Thank you for being here, everybody. Me llamo Johnny Scoville. Gracias por acompañarme. I don't know what I'm saying. No, I think I said thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. Hi, Lisa White. Hello, Lisa Trimble and Kristen Linda. Chili Phil, Spicy Jen. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, you know what you guys can do for me? Make me happy? Hit the like. That'd be great if you do that. Susie, buenos dias, Johnny. Feliz cumpleaños. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you. I'm learning. I got to tell you some fun stuff to tell you today. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you. Keith Kingman, very good to see you. We had, you know what? It's weird. We had a good fourth. Last night, middle of the night, they set off fireworks, and I swear to you, 3 minutes ago, right there, they launched fireworks again. And my cat, Katie, was sleeping right there, was so happy and content. And man, she got out of there in a hurry. She does not like fireworks at all. Captain Capsaicin, thank you all for the birthday wishes. We're going to talk about that. It's been not the biggest fan of birthdays. Chili Phil requesting the 1 hot minute. Not today, but you know what? I hear a rumor that next week there's going to be an impromptu 1 hot minute. And if you have not been a part of 1 hot minute, it's good. Hey, can I get a 5x5 from somebody? Give me a 5. You don't need to tell me how I look. Just tell me how I sound. Actually, tell me if there's a picture. I suppose I would know already if there wasn't one. But I appreciate it. There's a lot of things you guys could be doing today on July 6th. There you go, Lisa. Thank you. There's a lot of things you could be doing right now, and you're hanging out with me, Susie. Thank you guys for the 5s. Appreciate it a lot. All right, look at this. The older you get, the wiser you get. You want to know something? That's truthy. That is wicked truthy. Woodbay Island hippie girl. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Guys, Cinco by Cinco. That's exactly right. If you guys would like, Barbara, hello. I'm sensing Jane. Hello, Jane. If you guys have any questions, if you just throw 3 capital Q's ahead of the question, it'll get my attention. And what I'll do is I'll flag it with a little star. So even though it slides by, I promise I'll get to it. I shouldn't say that. You know what happens sometimes? I try to read everything and I get behind. That happens. I'll try not to this time. If you have comments that you'd like me to read, just throw 3 capital C's in there. You can even put 4 if you want. And again, it'll get my attention. Rick Spicer, that is a good dude. Galthy, hello there. Appreciate you guys being here. There you go. There's Jane. Hello, Jane. There you go, you guys. If you got questions or comments, P's and Q's, it'll help. Renee B. Hola, señor. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Gracias. Muchas gracias, Renee. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Spanish. You want to see something funny? Here's my microphone. Look what it says on the front of the microphone. I've got little sticky notes on everything in this apartment. Today I went to the store. Tommy ate a bad steak yesterday. Not everything is perfect here. We went to a restaurant and ate a steak yesterday, 2 days ago. And boy, no bueno. I mean, seriously, I didn't feel good after eating it. Brock Bandy, there is my dude. I went searching for some pictures of you and me, Brock. I have 7,000 pictures, so I'm still going through it. But I got some great. Yesterday, there were people saying like the whole AI thing. And the 48, good to see you. I got pictures of me with Brock Bandy. So if I'm AI, so is that Brock Bandy character. So this is what we've done. I'm not going to star that. I'm going to answer that one right away, Lisa. What age has been my favorite? Boy, you know what? I don't know. It's a great question. I think when you're young and you don't have any worries or concerns, and then you get older and things change. RSW, and now Johnny knows how Jimmy Buffett feels. You got that right. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, here's the thing. I've never been a big fan of my own birthdays. Really haven't. Not a big fan. You know what? Pretty fond of this birthday. I'm in a good place, surrounded by good people. Look at this. Chili Phil, I'm going to partake in a possible amnesia pepper. You know what's interesting about an amnesia pepper, my friends? That is a pepper with legs. You eat that, it's going to bite. When I'm at, like, when my tolerance is really high, I can eat a pepper and go from baseline, meaning I haven't eaten anything hot, to peak and back to baseline in about 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm telling you, every time I eat amnesia, 20 minutes. I ate one with bull cow. It was a bull cow. And man, I ate the pepper and walked around for 20 minutes. I'm thinking, man, I'm still burning. That's unusual. It'll burn you for a long, long time. It really will. Krista Malin says, my mother always said 25 was her favorite age. That was a long time ago, though. I'll have to ask her again. You know what? I'm in a good spot right now. You know, I am. And Lisa says the best is yet to come. Thank you. We made some big changes. Very big changes. Hi, Wes Lightburn. It's really good to see you. I've said to you guys, I've been saying this a lot since I got here. First of all, I screwed off in Mr. Gatto's class, and I should have paid attention. Regretting not paying attention to that class. No joke. But you know something? We've really made a commitment. It happened this morning. We've been studying for about an hour a day. And then I said to Tommy this morning, I said, man, we need to learn this. Like our life depends on it. And he looked at me and went, dude, our life depends on it. You mean if? Hi, John. It's good to see you. And he's right. So we've got a lot of different, lots of different avenues that we're choosing to learn the language. It's a beautiful language, actually. It really, really is. And some of the stuff that I've learned from high school is coming back. Age is only a number. Yeah, you know what, Gauthi? That is true. But you want to know something? Here's what I've experienced since I've arrived here. I'm a content creator. So I do that. Even though I do different things a lot, I still have a routine. And what happens this is just how I'm thinking, but as we get older as human beings, we get set in our ways. Not so much that because we're stubborn, but you get a routine. And when you get to be my age, I'm not a young guy. I've done everything. I've done everything. So novelty, that's where we get our dopamine. It's doing things that are different. And even though I'm eating different peppers and I'm going different places, there was still the novelty was gone. And then what happens is we moved here. And you want to talk about a big change. That is, yeah, you know what? Look at that, Jane. Mother Ocean. Wow. It's a great song. Thank you, Jane. But I'm here now. Fabio, so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Happy birthday, Mr. J. Thank you, Fabio. You know what? There's 1,000 things you could have done tonight, and you're hanging out with me. You'd be kidding me. I'm honored. All of you, I'm honored. Thank you. But I'm here now, and everything is new. I got to learn a new language. Como se dice? How do you say? I'm saying that every 5 minutes where I walk out. What I'm doing is new. Where I live is new. What I see is new. When we go to the store, it's new. Every single thing is new and novelty. And it's like what's happening is I'm getting a dopamine overload. Like you can't imagine. Tony Suter, you know what? Say it's your birthday. Tony, you're awesome. I want you to know that. You brought a smile to my face today, a bunch. And I want to say thank you. I mean it. I think you're special. De nada. Thank you, Keith. But right now, everything is different. Everything is new in my life. And I am getting dopamine dumps like you can't imagine. And what's happening as a result, and this is, I'm telling you, it's interesting. And it really did happen quickly. First of all, I'm eating, when I say better food, listen, I'm not trying to, it's not a comparison thing, but there's no food additives here. And there's no preservatives and there's no food dyes. So the food I'm eating is like eating out of God's garden. It's very, very healthy. Okay. And well, about the steak we had a couple of days ago, there was nothing healthy about that. It was awful. In a place where we had already eaten a really, really great steak. But there's novelty in my life, and instead of doing the same routine, things are so new, and I'm eating food that's really good for me, and I'm getting exercise every single day. All right, and here's what's happened. Tommy and I noticed it. I mean, really quickly. We were in a hotel a mile that way on the ocean, but we were in a hotel. And what happened in that short time while we were in the hotel before we moved here? Wow, that bike was going fast. What we learned, what we discovered very quickly is we had some big changes here. One thing that happened, if you've watched, I'm telling you something, if you've watched, hi Arwa, thank you for being here, Arwa. You are a doll. Thank you for your email. That was very cool. You're a sweetheart. If you've watched Tommy for any length of time, or if you've watched me, one thing that happens is, I'm sorry, what was I saying? Hey, can somebody in the chat remind me of what I was, have you guys heard me do that? In fact, Tommy, the cat, squirreled off. That's where that name came from. Constantly losing our train of thought like that. And you guys, if anybody's watched, you've seen me. And I don't know if you've seen the difference. That doesn't happen anymore. If you knew how many times back in Tucson, every day, look at that. My mom used Duolingo. I do too. Every day in Tucson, I would look at Tommy. He'd walk out of the room, turn around, walk back in. I'm like, forget, trying to remind yourself what you were thinking of. He'd be like, yeah. Or if he was telling me something, if he was saying something, and I interrupted him, he's like, and it was gone. He goes, what was I saying? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. That doesn't happen anymore. I don't mean we've had conversations where we're talking about things from 30 years ago. I'm remembering things that I'm telling you I wouldn't have remembered before, and I don't. Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much for being here. Hola. Nice to see you. Please do me a favor and don't just say, yeah, I've noticed that because you guys are my friends. Have you guys noticed that, though? Have you guys noticed that I am not losing my train of thought at all? I don't have notes. I don't do notes. I'm winging it, people. But I don't lose my train of thought. Now, in the past, I would just kind of go to a different direction. You guys went with me. No one said, hey, you forgot what you were saying. We were talking about, you guys are very kind, and you kind of went along with me. I'm not losing my train of thought. And I can't, for somebody who's doing it, you know what happened to me? I'm 4 years older than my baby brother. You know, so what do you think I'm thinking? I'm so glad you're here, Cliff Fan. Thank you for being here. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm getting old. This is just what happens. This is just what happens. You forget stuff. Look at this. Jeremy says, genuinely noticed a difference, Johnny. You know what? Even if you're just saying that, you made me feel good. But I'm telling you, there's a huge, huge difference. Look at that. Kristen says, the train does stay on the rails a lot more as of late. I don't lose my train of thought. And I'm telling you something. It's not one thing. I'm sleeping better. I'm eating healthier. I exercise every single day. I'm journaling every day. We're studying. You know what? So anyway, getting back to what I was saying earlier, which brought this whole thing up, we made some significant changes. And that wasn't me losing my train of thought. That was me not losing my train of thought. I'm way more focused, Wes Lightburn, way more focused. So we've been getting up early. Tommy and I get up around 4:30 in the morning. And what we've been doing is studying for an hour. Now, there's a couple of YouTube channels. Clarity of thought is much better. I'm telling you, though, I feel like I've gotten, like mentally, I said to Tommy, Clarity of thought is much better, Brock says. And yes, hi, Sam. Douthie says hi. I said to him, I don't know if I feel younger in my head or I feel like I've gained 30 IQ points. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the changes. And don't lose my train of thought. It's a spectacular feeling. It really, really is. I feel like I don't know. I wish this would happen to everybody. I am a different person. I really am. I'm very happy about it. I recovered from that warthog. Someone ate a warthog. It wasn't me. Dizzy Dragon, good to see you. So let me tell you what's happened. We have a couple. Someone mentioned Duolingo. It's a wonderful app that translates Spanish to English. It's spectacular. I found a new one called Jump Speak. Very, very cool. Jump Speak is wonderful. But Tommy and I have made a change. We made a decision. We asked AI this morning, how long, you know what? I'm going to fix that, Reese. I promise you. In fact, hang on a minute. Give me just a second, people. I'm doing a couple things at once here. So we started, we made a decision. We went to Chat GTP, and you know what we did? We said, how long, if we really worked, if I studied an hour a day every day, how long is it going to take how long would it take if we studied an hour a day before we, hang on just a minute. How long would it take somebody if we study an hour a day? How long before I'm fluent in Spanish? And it told us. So we're sitting down here, and I'm looking at Tommy this morning. It's dark out. Hang on, I'm still trying to get this thing done. We're looking at each other, trying to figure out how we're, so if we only study an hour a day, how long is it going to take? Then I'm looking at him, and we're thinking the same thing because we do that. I said, all right, so what happens if we do 2 hours a day? Then we kind of just totally flipped and said, all right, so what happens if we studied 4 hours a day? How long would it take us before we are fluent in Spanish? And we got an answer from Chat GPT. I don't know if it's just trying to humor us, but it's saying, it gave us we were hopeful. So then I looked at him, I said, well, what happens instead of doing 4 hours a day? What happens if we just treated this like a job and we studied Spanish for 8 hours a day? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking 8 hours a day? You must be kidding me. That's what we're doing. We've made a commitment to study 8 hours. We are watching movies. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to do that after. It's not working for me now, and I'm so sorry. Look at that. My baby brother right there. Tommy Scoville. Thank you, bro. And I really appreciate it. I'm going to leave that there. I love you, dude. So we are studying 8 hours a day. So then when we talked to Chat GPT and said, listen, we want to study 8 hours a day. You know what it said? It said, if you're serious and you study 8 hours a day and you really go after it, 9 to 12 months, we are completely fluent. I don't mean we're getting around. I mean, we can understand nuance. We can understand sense of humor, culture, slang. You know what I mean? Humor, just everything. So I looked at him. He looked at me. We're like, let's do this. So then we had Chat GPT create a schedule for us to study. And it's not just a schedule. It doesn't say, hey, study for 8 hours. It's ways we can study it, ways we can study in such a way that we're not getting burned out. Because burnout, you do anything for 8 hours a day, even if you love it. I play guitar for 8 hours a day. I'm getting burned out. So we've got a schedule plan in place. We are going to study 8 hours a day, and it's broken up throughout the day. All right. But we are going to be fluent in 9 to 6 months. And I don't know, 9 to 12 months. I don't know if I'm going to have it. I assume I'm going to have an accent. They even said you won't have an accent. People will think you're from Ecuador. I don't know about that. I really don't. But I'm telling you this. I don't want to just get around. I don't want to be able to ask people where the baño is. You know what I mean? I want to create deep connections with people. We are going. Our realtor is a wonderful woman. She's incredible. She's in the States, almost ready to come back, but she has a recovery center. People recovering from heroin, and Tommy and I have recovered from that. We had beaten that. And the second we told her, I swear to you, she looked at Tommy and goes, "I need you." And her eyes were this big. She goes, "I need you." He's like, "Done. What do you want?" She says, she looked and said, "Do you think you guys would be willing to come to the center, the recovery center, and give your testimony?" And this is before we, first of all, we're not fluent, obviously, yet. V-Bombs, good to see you from New York. I was born there. True story. I said, well, who's going to be our translator? She went, I will. She's so excited. Tommy and I are so excited. We're going to make a difference. But I tell you what, a year from now, we're not going to need a translator for that. We're going to be able to do it. And I'm really, really excited. I don't want to be the gringo that reads an app all the time, like says something to the phone and then holds the phone up so somebody can read it. I don't want that. We want to really connect on a deeper level. Kellyanne, it's so good to see you. Rob and Base, thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Just Joan, thank you. Now, you know what else? You know what else? Chat GPT said you'll get to a point where you'll be thinking in Spanish. Man, I'm fired up for that. I can't wait to be able to think in Spanish. That's really exciting to me. Highlight of my day is hanging out with Johnny. Thank you. I mean that. Love the stories about your day that you share. It keeps me coming back for more. That's awfully kind of you. I really do appreciate that, honestly. if any competitions, challenges, or world records you've been in, which ones were your favorite? Great question. The 48. You know what? I really loved the skydiving videos. I love all the challenges are fun. The competitions I've been in are fun. The couple TV shows, the reality show, those were fun. Going to different countries was a lot of fun. But I think the skydiving videos really were a gas for me because eating peppers is sort of my wheelhouse. It's kind of what I do. But you know what? I'm not, jumped out of a plane a few times, but that's not my get down. It is my get down, but it's not my wheelhouse. It was something that was very scary to me. So skydiving and eating peppers at the same time was really, really spectacular. And those were fun. And Tommy and I, 5 minutes from here, about 6 minutes from here now, because we moved from the hotel we were in, about 6 minutes from here is a drop zone. And a drop zone is essentially it's an airport for skydivers. In fact, 5 minutes or 6 minutes from here, you can't take off and go to Guayaquil or Quito or anything like that. It is just for taking people up, jumping out, coming back down, picking them up, and doing it again. So Tommy and I are going to skydive, and we're excited because the places we've skydived in the past, because of altitude, we were only able to go up 13,000, 14,000 feet. Here, because we are on the sea level, we can go up 18,000 feet, which is really spectacular. It's going to give us a lot more free fall time, which is really, really fun. All right. I lost some spice tolerance for sure. Not going to lie. Haven't ate anything crazy spicy in a long time, but I used to love habaneros. And if it was a sauce, I would do anything with pepper extract. Pepper extract is a different animal. You're a beast. You know what? My tolerance is gone, the 48, but it's coming back. It is. Captain Capsaicin, is Tommy feeling better? He is. But I think, you know what? His steak had more grizzle on it. And I think that it was food poisoning. Call it what it is. Renee B, once you understand a joke in another language, you're good. Yeah, you know what? I'm excited about that. And that was really important. One of the, Chat GPT said, you'll understand nuance, humor, slang. I'm excited about that. That's really important to us. So we can't wait. Sasquatch, so good to see you. Dreaming in another language is when you know how you are close to fluent. Yeah. You know what? Hey, listen, we're far off from it, but we're going to work really, really hard. We're not going to stop. Mr. Rhapsody. Rhapsody. Eat a habanero, please. I have one left. I'm going to eat it tomorrow. So it's coming. Rue, the best way to learn Spanish is to date someone who only speaks Spanish. You know what? It's probably a novel idea. You got a better chance of seeing me hop off my balcony than me dating somebody. That's just not going to happen. Renee B, when my German exchange student dreamed in English, she felt it was success. Yeah, you know what? I dreamed. I play guitar and I'm a hack about don't know how to read music. But I when I was in college, I was playing a lot. Josh, good to see you. Hello, Riley Rose. It was wild to see a 5 for a habanero. Anyway, in college, I had a dream one night. I was dreaming about a song by the Cars. It was a song. I knew how to play the rhythm portion of it, but I did not know how to play the guitar solo. See, I would have forgot that before. I would have been like, what was I saying? Somebody would have said guitar, college. My brain is firing on all cylinders like it hasn't. So I dreamed of the guitar solo. So I woke up. I was like, well, that was weird. I never had a guitar dream before. So I sat up. My guitar was right by my bed. I grabbed it. And I went on the fingerboard, the fretboard, where I was playing when I was dreaming, and you're not going to believe what happened. LV, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. It's awfully kind of you. I knew that guitar solo. I dreamed it. And that's as close, I would imagine, as a musical instrument. That is what we're talking about, but with language. And I'm looking forward to that happening. I really am. I'm excited to be fluent. It's, what's funny? It's a beautiful language. Like if somebody says, how old are you? What they're asking is, how many years do you have? That's so cool to me. And then when they ask you, what's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? It's, what do they call you? That's so cool to me. Not like, what's your name? But what do they call you? I call myself Johnny. I think it's respectful and it's just totally different. And I'm really, really excited to learn it. I am. Lisa says, I took German in college. The only word I remember from vocab is Fenster. It's a window. Why? It's useless. You know what? That happens. You know what happened? We were in the restaurant where we got food poisoning. And he asked me something, and I answered, Russian. Not in Russia, but things are really coming together. John, I saw some footage after competition with Chili Queen, and it disappeared. I've never seen you like that. Absolutely on fire. Listen, she's a beast. She is a chili thug. She's a terrific person. She and Paul are wonderful. But yeah, I mean, she just has an extra gear. That's what I like to say. She has an extra gear in her gearbox, and that gear is, I'm going to die today before I lose this contest. And I just have this self-preservation gear. I can't quite get out of it. It's stuck in that gear. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to live to eat peppers another day. I'm not going to die here today. And she's unbelievable. One of a kind. There's no really one of a kind. A very, very kind human being. And so is Paul. John saw a video how to make tincture. Absolutely amazing. You know what? That is interesting. I know a lot of people who've done it. I think if you start getting into peppers, there's a process. Like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to not go with Tabasco. I'm going to try some small batch. Then you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to grow a pepper. I think that'd be cool. Next thing you know it, you're making sauces. And next thing you know it, I saw a video about tincture and that. So it's that's how it happens. But that's exciting. I'm happy for you. Spirit Prof, so good to see you. Happy birthday, Johnny, and greetings to my fellow bus riders. I hope you all remember to make someone's day great. Oh, many people made my day great today. My brother made my day great today. So getting back to, we made some changes. We have this 8-hour schedule, and today, while Tommy was doing something here, I went through the apartment with this. It's funny. This masking tape, and everything. I mean, mirrors, the door frame, the sliding glass door, the toilet, the TV, everything, laptop. Por favor, dale like, please. Hit the like. If you walked around this house, you giggle. On the floor, it says floor. On the ceiling, I got stickers. Everything has got a sticker on it. And so what happens is that we're going through our day. He'll water, shower, and then we're yelling. We're learning. But we're excited about learning. And if you get excited about something, it's going to come quicker, and you have more motivation and more excitement about it. So I'm pretty excited. Tom Broom, just use something different than Everclear. At Blazing Foods, they use something called diesel. Believe it or not, diesel has more higher in alcohol. See, the higher the alcohol percentage, whatever it is, the higher the proof, the more of the capsaicin is extracted from the plant. Now, Tom uses like 151 rum, I believe. And what happens is it's super high. It's not as high as Everclear or diesel, but what it does have is amazing flavor. So his tinctures are just different. So that would be a good thing to do if you want to do it. That's a good alcohol to use to extract the capsaicin. All right. Got some more stuff to tell you about, but I want to make sure I read these. Hi, Lilac Lime. Waiting to fly into my... Boy, you know what? You want to hear something funny? Waiting to fly in my dreams. I was having a dream once when I was married to my children's mom. Now, I'll never forget it. I was in this place. It's kind of like... It felt like it was a castle, but it was huge. And there were balconies with inside the castle, like way up. Like it was just huge. And I was dreaming about flying. And in this dream, if I held my breath, I would gain altitude. And I could just by like, it was kind of, I think that's what wing suiting would feel like, because I'd move like this and I would turn in that direction. And if I breathed out, I would lose altitude. But I was like, so I was playing around in this castle, inside this castle in my dream. And I was having so much fun. But apparently I was holding my breath and breathing funny. And she woke me up. I'm telling you, it was the most amazing dream I think I've ever had. I remember it vividly to this day. We haven't been married for a really long time. And she said, honey, you were having a bad dream. I went, thanks. Appreciate it. But boy, flying dreams are spectacular. I hope you have them. It's a really, really neat thing. All right, so let me tell you some stuff that happened. I found a store today. I met a friend named Eric. Hi, Jeremy Bell. It's good to see you. Eric, let me tell you what happened. You go to like Walmart. If you're in America, you know how it goes. get the stuff you get, and you go to the checkout. And, everybody speaks. Here's the thing: you don't think about it. I didn't think about it because it's automatic. You just do it. Well, we're going through it. As we're going through shopping, I know we're getting close to getting everything we got. I'm starting a little bit of angst building a little bit because we're going to have to go to the. So I'm sitting back, and in America, you know what you do in America, right? In America, what you do is you look to see which line is moving the quickest, right? Isn't that what we do? Because you don't want to get stuck in the store for any longer than you have to. You know what I was doing today? Tell me that. I was looking over the people. This is what we do in every store we go to. We look, if we're in a store where there's multiple registers, Tom and I look to see which one we think is might know English or looks friendly. So today I'm in the store. He's here sick. I'm in the store looking around, and I look there, and there's just a nice young man. He smiled a lot, and that was it. He smiled a lot. So I walked up, and his name. I said, I typed it said it in my phone. I said, I don't speak Spanish well. Can we go slowly? And he looked at me and said, I speak a little English, he said. And I said, a little? Your English is great. He tells me he's not studying it for school or anything like that. He's studying it because he wants to learn English. Such a nice kid. I mean, he's probably 20, I don't know, mid-20s, maybe. Super nice kid. So we start talking. I tell him that, first time I'm using a credit card to pay for stuff out. So I have my passport with me, you know what I mean? So he was such a nice kid. If I tell you everything I got, it was absurd. If they had stopped me and said, all right, before we ring it up, how much do you think this is going to cost? I would have said $200 or something like that. It was not even $90. It was I was like, this can't be. Anyway, I get home. I tell him what I do. He tells me it's great. He has a grandmother in Peru that just eats peppers one after the other. She's fantastic. We had a really, really cool conversation, mostly in English. It is what it is. I got back, and I go to one of the. When you get a comment as a content creator, I got a notification. I look at it. It says, "I just met you in the Super Maxi. This is Eric." I'm like. So I commented and I responded in Spanish. Need a little bit of help. It wasn't off the, I needed a little bit of help. That's how I'm learning, right? So he's just a super nice guy. So I said, I'll make a deal with you. I'll help you speak English. You help me speak Spanish. So tomorrow, taking Tommy there because it's just the coolest store in the world. And I have a friend now. It's really cool. Are there any negative opinions of Americans there? Boy, not South Americans. No, and not North Americans. Everybody here is so kind and so sweet. Honestly, I've not had, you know what? The only rough moment we had, and it wasn't really even a bad moment, it was in the shopping mall we went to. Crazy enough, that day that we went to the shopping mall, we sailed right by the Super Maxi where Eric works, where my new favorite store. And the confusion is there's a Mini Max. The Mini Max are like corner stores. But in my head, I'm thinking if the Super Max is that big, a Mini Max has got to be bigger. Well, it's not. So it had me thrown off. I had a difficult time finding the place. But everybody is very kind, Renee. Nobody has said a bad word. 96% of this country are believers. So they're just, Dios te bendigo. God bless you. Or vaya con Dios. Go with God. Everybody says that when you leave them. It's just a really, really neat thing. V-Bombs, are you the Scoville? That's Scoville rig on cooking shows is built on. Nah, I just hijacked the name, V-Bombs. Thanks for asking. No, it's a stage name. My daughter was a diver at the time, and she was young, and because if you found her, every picture you would find of her was her in a bathing suit on a diving board. So we were driving to a place 9 years ago, my son and I think my daughter was with me too. And I remember saying to her, hey, I have a question for you, dude. I said, what do you think? What's going to happen if this channel actually works? I said, I don't want people coming after me or finding our family, looking, So I decided to change my name that day in the car on the way. And I said, let's go with Scoville. And the reason I did that, hi, Bobby, good to see you. The reason I did that, my thought was anytime anybody ever Googled Scoville rating or Scoville this, Scoville that I would to kind of get some free advertising. So that's why I did that. And I'm very proud that she got a couple emails, but by and large, she was spared that. She is now a freshman in college, after medical college, after graduating second in her class in pre-med. She's amazing. Spicy Jen, I quit vaping today. Need a lot of prayers, please. Well, you got mine. You got mine. I'll be praying for you, Spicy Jen. Quitting anything is not easy. It isn't. Sam, I crossed the MA Warthog and the Chocolate Primatali on July 2nd. Johnny, it looks like it took. Let's hope this rainstorm doesn't damage the plant. That's one of the things in the Philippines, Sam, is they get a lot of water, and super hots aren't. And I only know this because people told me. I've never grown. I don't want to sound like I'm a genius. I just kind of heard a lot. The pepper, where's it? Right. Laboyo, somewhere on here, and this says, oh, here. Laboyo, right here. See that? Right there. That's, I can't get the finger right. Right there is laboyo. That's kind of like a bird's eye. It's a very, very common pepper where you are because it grows really well in wet weather. So I hope you do well with that. But you know what? Laboyo is a wonderful pepper. Spirit Prof, any chance I have room for one more mod? You know what? Kristen, I think it's time to make Spirit Prof a mod if you can do that. He's a good person. I like him. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. The only problem is I can't do that while I'm doing this. Sorry. But I can do it after. So, all right. So tomorrow, Laboyo, it's great pepper. I am part of the Laboyo 100 Club. You have to eat 100 Laboyo peppers in 10 minutes. And that the last time I did it, you know what I do. Under promise, over deliver, right? It's been a while since you heard that. I ate 200 that day just because that's the kind of guy I am. So it's a wonderful pepper. I've eaten a lot of them. Renee, they say buen provecho. And I have not heard that as of yet. So I don't even know what that means. But guess what? I'm going to learn it. I'm going to learn it. Thank you so much, Kristen. I appreciate it. I'll see if it'll let you do it. All right. So tomorrow, Tommy and I are going. I'm going to take Tommy to the store because it's just the craziest store. It really, really is. Now, I will tell you this. When I went there, there was, I hope Eric's not watching. They had a very, very small pepper. I mean, the little mini mart or the mini maxi, they call it a mini maxi. They had more peppers than the super maxi store did. However, Eric's at the super maxi and he's my friend. So we'll be going back there. Anything worth doing, worth overdoing. Spanish sure is. And I wish Tommy and I had the same Spanish teacher in high school, and I wish we had paid attention. I wish we had paid attention a lot more. But you know what? Yesterday I was telling you I was writing a letter, and I forgot to finish the story. When we first moved in, we went to a store and bought a bunch of groceries. And we make a deal that we don't go out alone. It's just not a good deal. If we do ever, and we've broken that deal a bunch, we do it in the daytime. We don't go out at night alone. I was here and Tommy went to the store and he came in by himself and he didn't message me. And he was carrying the stuff in and all the stuff from the cab to inside. And there were 2 big bottles of water, 2.6 gallons each. And the woman at the front, she's so sweet, so wonderful. She carried them in and we felt horrible about that. It's not her job. So I wrote her a letter just thanking her. Just thanking her for, hey, thank you for being here, Sasquatch. Honestly, you're awesome. Thanks for being there. Honestly. So I wrote this letter to her just saying, thank you for carrying that water. And I needed help. I didn't remember it all, right? But I just said, our mom and dad raised us to do the heavy lifting and not let women near us do any heavy lifting at all. So if he were here, he would beat me for letting you carry that water in. So I didn't quite say it like that, but I said, I apologize and thank you for being sweet. So we brought that letter to her. And I'll tell you something, even though I had to use the translation app a little bit, I knew some of the stuff, but I needed some help. There was great learning in writing. I've heard there's 3 different kinds of learning. You can hear it, auditory, you can speak it, or you can write it. So we're trying to get it all. So really, really absorb and have, better retention. Corey, good to see you. Have I found a place that has the Amazonian yellow pepper yet? No, I have not. I'm looking for peppers. I'm hoping maybe Eric knows some people. Attitude, gratitude, Kellyanne. Boy, it's the most important thing in the world. You know what? I don't want what I don't have. Like stuff I don't have, I don't want it. Seriously, I'm happy with what I got. Captain Capsaicin asked, what's the hottest pepper would you say that you can buy down there at the store? From what I've seen, the hottest pepper that I've seen in the store, and I've only seen them in a couple stores, I've had ají rojo, it was lovely, and a red habanero. Now, today I had an ají rojo that was as hot as the habanero I had yesterday. So, but my tolerance is like on the floor. It really is very, very low right now. But I'm working to get it up. That's the fun of it. To me, that's half the fun is burning myself. That's kind of why I do this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'm developing friendships. I'm meeting people. I'm getting friends. And the better I am able to speak, we're going to have better relationships. So my goal is to meet a lot of people here and find people that are growers, Corey says that the Amazonian yellow pepper is almost the equivalent to a Reaper. 9 out of 10 on the volcanic scale. That's pretty exciting. The Reaper is a good pepper. It's hot. The Warthog, Corey, if you can get your hands on a pepper called the Warthog, it was created by Matthew Arthur. It is unbelievable. It is, honest to goodness, it's twice as hot as, and listen, the chocolate primatale. Before the Warthog, in my experience, the chocolate primatale was the hottest pepper I ever had. And I'm telling you that the Warthog was twice as hot. It's the only, listen, my superpower isn't eating hot stuff. It's being able to continue talking and not losing my composure while I'm eating hot stuff. And that's the only pepper I've ever eaten that shut my talker down. I ate the pepper and I was done. I couldn't scramble my brain. I couldn't even talk. Not joking. I ate that pepper for 2 or 3 days. I thought about, like, you meet a girl when you're 16 and you fall in love. I couldn't stop thinking about that pepper. Not that I was in love with it, but I just couldn't get it off my mind. Rob, the Ecuadorian Devil's Breath chili is apparently the hottest there, hotter than a Reaper. I think, Rob, did you leave that comment today on one of the videos? Because I did get a comment that read that, and I got a funny feeling it might be you. I am on the hunt now for that. Okay, I am looking for it because of that comment. It may have been you. The MA Warthog that Clayton sent me destroyed me Friday. Listen, it is a wicked, wicked hot pepper. And Rob, that was you. Let me tell you something. You guys seeing a change in how my brain is firing? I haven't been acting dumb for the last 9 years. Just so I can look smart now. I'm telling you, sleep well, eat well, exercise, and you know what's going to happen? And novelty, do a lot of new, fresh things. Your brain's going to go the other direction. Instead of going, okay, we're getting ready for our twilight years. And we're like, the heck with that. Let's go. Let's go. And that's what my brain is doing right now. I'm telling you. Feel it. And I'm telling you, you guys got to be able to see it. It's amazing. Okay, I will. She's not seeing the option to add mods. YouTube may have changed it. I will do that, Spirit Prof, after this is over. I got a few things I need to change. For real. So I will be on that. I promise. Does Clayton sell pod boxes? My plants are suffering. I'm craving some fresh pods. You know what? He always has. That's how I met him. For years, he's been sending me peppers. And you know what? He's a very, very nice, he's a gentleman. He's a super nice guy. And he grows some flame. So, I would reach out to him. He may be able to do that for you. Now, we may do a video tomorrow when we're in the store because Tommy's going to flip. He's going to lose it when he sees this place. It's unreal. I mean, really, it's incredible. So we may get a video in there. I did take a video in the store today, just looking at I don't want to bash on the store. I was like, hey, there's not very many peppers here. I don't want to do that, especially now that I know Eric. Super nice guy. So I don't want to do that. But you got it, Spirit Prof. I appreciate you. Sam says, I had some late season warthogs that Matthew sent me last fall that were insanely hot, but we have hot and dry weather lately, so it's almost like a summer pod. You know what? I don't know. Here's the thing. I've never grown, so I don't know, right? But I've been told that if you stress a pepper out, if you yell at it, why aren't you growing? Why aren't you? You don't give it water and kind of deprive it of sunlight or too much sunlight, pardon me. That stresses a plant. And they say, I don't know if it's true, that if you stress a plant, it makes the plants hotter. And the idea is that it creates more capsaicin because it needs to make sure that it can propagate and spread the seeds. Intellectually makes a load of sense, but I've never grown. I'm just feeding you information that I've been fed. But Chili Phil says, Clayton is an awesome man. Boy, you know what? I've never known anybody that met Clayton and didn't say the exact same thing. He is just that guy. It's kind of a neat thing. Now, we have some other things that are going on that I want to tell you about. I'll let Tommy tell you the story about the steak thing is really unbelievable. I don't want to steal any of his thunder. The day prior, we went there, we had a steak, and it was a garlic steak. I don't know the cut of meat it was. I think it was probably a New York strip. I'm not sure. But it was like maybe the best steak I ever had. And I've been to some I've been to Peter Luger's and the Brown Derby. Those are legendary steakhouses. And this was as good as any steak I had ever had. So when we went in our last visit there, we're like, man, you know what? They got a T-bone. I think I want a T-bone. We made an error. I knew, and this is the weird thing, I knew the second he put it in front of me, something that it wasn't, I don't know how. And when Tommy had gotten up and he was in El Baño, and when he came by to hand me the check, and he approached the table like knew he had done something bad. I'm not kidding. When we go back, it's going to be a while. I'm a little salty. When we go back, when he comes to our table, I feel like saying, his name is Daniel. Met him. I feel like saying, there's something you want to say to me, Daniel, about that steak you made us? Rob says, my season in PA is not good. We had a monsoon season in June. It was cloudy and rained for 20 days. That's not going to help your peppers. That's a fact. All right. I'm sorry. That's not appropriate. But if you want to email me, we can discuss it. Okay. But we are having we're having more fun than we have any right to. You know what I mean? We're doing novelty. I'm telling you, if you find yourself in a rut and your novelty is so good for your brain, you know what I mean? And even, if you're in a rut, even doing something just like learning to paint, you know what I mean? Anything, it's new. And anytime you do something new, you know what happens, right? Anytime you do something new, your brain rewards you by giving you dopamine. So you'll keep doing it. It's the truth. So if you find yourself in a rut, novelty, find something that you haven't done and start doing it. Let's see here. Sam says, did you know aspirin increases essential oil production in plants? You know what? I didn't know that. But I'm telling you something. When I was young, I remember my dad saying to me, Sam, when I was a kid, he goes, you know what? They should make you president. I said, really? He goes, yeah, you got an answer for everything. And I did. I remember, looking back, I remember being that kid. And then I remember like that, realizing that my dad's the smartest person that ever lived. And I'm telling you, my dad's been gone for 4 years and he gets smarter every day. There's not a day that passes that Tommy and I don't talk about him. We look back on things he's told us. You know what was great about our dad? He allowed us to fail. I remember a business we were doing, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but as we were just like signing papers, he looked at us and went, you're going to fail at this. Remember that? Because I love you. You're going to fail at this. It's something that you need to do. And I'm going to let you. The only way you can learn is through failure. You know what I mean? If you live your whole life with a safety net underneath you, I don't know about that. And there's something spectacular happens when you walk without a net. Rope you're standing on gets wicked clear. And so does the sidewalk. But there's something special about work. Let me tell you something. Moving to a country where you don't know the language, again, I'm wicked committed to learning it. But at almost 60, Pirate looks at 60, you go to a place where you've never been, and the language they speak ain't yours. I'll tell you what. Wow. That's working without a net. But it's exciting. You know what I mean? Falling forward. You know what? I'm glad things are happening. You know, I didn't know about the aspirin. I think I've mentioned this a few times in streams. I met a person in Australia years ago on a trip there where he was one of the first major growers of habaneros in Australia. And he told me that he took an entire row. Katie, please, baby, please. There you go. You're a good girl. She touches things in the back and it'll go off, or, you know, make sure she didn't do that. Come here, Katie. Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? She didn't. Oh, you know what? Just lost my train of thought. It doesn't happen as often. And here's the thing: I might get it back. It's the strangest feeling in the world. Oh, thank you. I was in. See, I'm telling you, I'm firing on all cylinders. He told me that he took a row of peppers. I don't know if I can't remember the number of peppers, but an entire row. Right? Took a pin, and what he did was he stuck a pin, poked it through the outer skin, of every single pepper, one poke hole in every single pepper on every single plant in an entire row. And he said to me, I had no reason to say, I don't know. You know what he said to me? He said they were 25% on average, 25% hotter than all the other peppers. And again, going back to stressing a plant, the logic, and it, you know, I don't grow, but intellectually it makes sense. He said that the plant thinks it's under attack. And because there are probably creatures that do that, burrow through a thing. And the plant thinks it's under attack. So what happens, it creates extra capsaicin oil so that it can ensure propagation. Now, while that makes sense, right? As you're sitting here, I've never grown, but I'm going, yeah, kind of makes sense to me. I spoke to somebody who is arguably one of the most, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, one of the most, he's a legend. I mean, that word is tossed around a lot these days, but he's a legend. In the chili world, a legend. And he said, yeah, I mean, there's no truth to it. Because it sounds cool, though, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, it really does. Yeah, it doesn't help. So I don't know. No idea. All right. So Rob says, my wife is a CRNA and a holistic person. Did you know that oregano oil cleans parasites from your gut? She has me doing 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Not selling any. That's okay. You know what, Rob, thank you for telling me what Tommy and I have done. We've been talking about gut health. It's ironic you say this. We were talking about it today. We talked about it yesterday. It's a problem. You know what I mean? And I didn't know anything about it, and I'm learning. And we are eating a lot of yogurt, and gut health is important. So yogurt. We're mixing yogurt with granola, and it's incredible. Trevor's Room, happy 60th. Thank you for saying that. I'm actually only 59. I was just kind of playing in the title. One more year. So, but thank you, Trevor. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for the birthday wishes. That's kind of you. Spirit Prophet, I'm going to try the needle trick this year. I expect it will decrease shelf life. That is going to happen. You bet. And it's wise of you to kind of see that coming. The needle trick, LV, is where you take a pin and you kind of poke it through the outer layer of a pepper. Like this is your pepper. You kind of poke it into the skin, and then move on. And what happens is that one pepper says, oh no, we're under attack. So it creates extra capsaicin oils. Now, capsaicin oil, that's capsaicin. That's the thing that makes peppers hot. So what happens is, in theory, because it thinks it's under attack, it creates more oils. And that is what Spirit Prof is going to do. You got to let me know what happens. And what he means by that, it's not going to be, it won't last as long, as because you immediately have a wound, right? If you dent a fruit, that's where it's going to go soft first. And that's where it happens. So that's what's going on. I am 29 today. I was just joking about that. I can't even remember 29. I am 59 years old today. See that? That's interesting. Sam said it's a great thought. You'll need seeds started from the same pod to use as a control for the experiment, and a variety that is stable, preferably. It's fact. Yes, today, Sam, is my birthday. I was born July 6th. You know what's funny? Anybody in the chat remembers this? Because there are people my age in the chat. Remember when your birthday, the year that you were born, didn't sound like an old birthday? Do you remember that? Like, I'm born in 66. When I went to, I'm not sure if it was Duolingo One of the apps I'm using now, I had to put my ears, and I got to go scroll like crazy for 66 to come up. Never used to sound old, and now it sort of does. But you know what? I'm telling you, 59 years young. Here's the thing. Thank you for saying that, Rob. The thing that's what's going on right now is that because of the food I'm eating, very, very healthy food, we're exercising every day. I'm sleeping well. The difference in how my brain is firing now compared to where it was just 3 weeks ago is staggering. It's so noticeable to me. It isn't just how well I'm thinking. This is an important thing I want to tell you. It isn't just that I'm thinking clearly. My recall is better. I'm not losing my train of thought. If I do, I'm able to go back to where I was. The other thing that is equally as important, if not greater, especially where Tommy and I are right now in our lives, we deal with stress a lot better. I'm telling you, when little things would happen, when we were in Tucson, we were like, start screaming. And that was me. I'd rage. You'd rage? Yeah, you have no idea. And here, things happen. And when I tell you that we're taking it in stride, that's probably one of the best byproducts of what's going on now is that the knee-jerk reaction isn't, man, we got a problem. We're just not doing that. It's incredible. I mean, and I know, see, I hope Tommy tells you from his point of view, but I'm telling you, we've talked about it a lot. Because I look at him like, dude, am I getting smarter to you? Because I'm telling you, I'm not grasping things. I'm recalling the Spanish we're learning. It's coming. I feel like I've learned more Spanish in 48 hours than I learned in 3 years in Mr. Gatto's Spanish class. Right? Rick says, if another plant, if you poke the stem to make it stronger, I wonder if the same would work for peppers without damage to pods. It's a wonderful thought. Interesting. Travis, hey, happy birthday. I did read your email. I haven't had time to respond. It's okay, bro. Take your time. It's okay. Just glad you're here. I hope you're having a good day, man. People here care about you. I'm one of them. No joke. Rico Dorsey, good to see you, man. Hello, Johnny and everyone. Happy birthday, bro. Thank you. You know, I kind of feel bad, and this is true. If you're somebody who's friends with me on Facebook, you may have said happy birthday to me, and I did not respond. That app is a cesspool. I don't know how to say that word in Spanish, but I'm going to. This is the only social media app I'm on right now, or platform, or whatever. It is what it is. Corey says, happy birthday to you. I'll be 42 July 22nd. Good birthday month, right? In the heart of summer. You know what, Corey? Tommy's was the 3rd. Mine's the 6th. My dad's was the 21st. My oldest sister is in July. It's definitely a busy month. So happy early birthday. Heard ya. Howdy and happy birthday. Thank you, heard ya. You know what? My grandmother, my mom's mom, was also the 21st of July. Imagine getting married and your mother-in-law is the same birthday as you. You know my dad was smooth and worked that. I'm sure he did. My dad was smooth. Gathy says, time flies. We used to talk about the year 2000 like it was yeah, you know what? Want to hear a funny story about the year 2000? I was living in Austin, Texas when that happened. And I had a neighbor who was a mailman. And I'm laughing even. Yeah, Mr. Gatto, the cat. I'm thinking of Robbie R. Good to see you. Just thinking about this is funny. So he would say to me, boy, he was doomsday, man. It's all over. When planes are going to be dropping from the sky, trains are going to stop, like it's over. And I'm like, dude, slow your roll, man. Pull your head in. It's going to be okay. And he had, are you ready for this? He had a 1,000 gallon like thing that held water, like a tank in his garage filled with water. He had prepared like dehydrated food. He had weapons with 1,000 rounds of ammo per weapon, and he was giving me the business. Rob, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And everybody who has a bus pass, Tommy and I will be doing some live streams from this channel on the bus pass. So if you want to see us. So anyway, he says to me, you know what he said to me? I'm a bad father. He said, I'm a bad father. I'm a bad provider. I did my part to keep Austin weird, Kristen. For sure. It was actually Round Rock. I said Austin because I lived on the border of Round Rock and Austin. So if you said Austin, I just told everybody Round Rock. At any rate, he's telling me I'm a bad bad father. And he was serious about it. When I tell you he was serious, my God, he was serious about this Y2K thing. It was over. It was over. And I called my dad. I said, Dad, this Y2K thing's going to be horrible. And he said, dude, relax. I'm telling you, nothing's going to happen. I'm like, okay, Dad. I thought for sure something bad was going to happen. So the next morning I wake up, nothing happened. I called my dad. I said, Dad, you were right. You know what? My dad was always right. I hate to say it, but he just was. So I go over to this guy's house, whose name was Rob, by the way. I saw Rob. Jeremy says, Rob. My neighbor's name was Rob. And I go over to his house in the morning. I knock on his door. He comes to the door. I said, shoot anybody yet? He was so mad at me. He slammed the door in my face. He didn't talk to me again. He may not have ever talked to me again. Shortly after that, there was I don't know. It was that within that year, there was a hailstorm, a bad hailstorm, and he was out there trying to move stuff inside. And he had a tank top on, and he got hit in the back with a. I didn't see the hit, but he got hit with hail. The hail was big, and I saw him mowing the lawn like a couple days later, and it looked like he took a Nolan Ryan fastball to the back. I had to laugh. Sorry. So that absolutely, Jerry, been a follower for years. You know what? I'm following you guys just like you're following me. We're just doing this all together. No, I didn't do anything different, or what? I didn't turn anything off at mid. You know, I might have. I don't know. I've had this phone. I've never turned it off. I will own this phone until I turn it in and get a new one, and it'll never be turned off. My dad used to turn his phone off at night. I'm like, but what happens if you get a phone call? I'm not going to get a phone call. Clearly. I don't know. But I keep my phone working. Always on. Here we go. Shinnadoom. Happy birthday, Sir Johnny. I want to know the variety of peppers that surpass Carolina Reaper. Wow. Okay. I can give you a short list real quick. The Warthog. Anything with Warthog on it's going to be hotter. Any Primatale, whether it's a red one, a chocolate one. I've had yellow Primatales that Tom Broom grew called the Killer Yellow that were hotter than Reapers. I've had the Omega Pods hotter. The 7-pot. I've had 7-pot Primos that were hotter. There are. Here's the thing, and you know nobody wants to hear that if that's your favorite pepper. We are in the day where there are an awful lot of pods that are hotter than the Reaper. So, but if you're looking for the Mac Daddy, ain't nothing hotter than a Warthog. I've eaten like that. Just see what I do. Even no matter what I've eaten, I can still tell you what it tastes like. I can tell you where it's burning and how bad it's burning. I want you to know something. I ate a Warthog and it shut my talker down. I couldn't speak. That's no joke. Did I have a chance to investigate Discord? Promise. I won't keep asking. I had to follow up once. No, you know what? And the NK Hellhammer is a hot pepper. Yep, that's a beast too. You know what, Spear Pump? I've not. I didn't. But you know what? I didn't do it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do it because I'd love to say I'm just too busy. I have to be more open-minded. I've kind of just, here's the thing. Social media is not my friend, you guys. Louisiana Creeper. Oh, yeah, that's another one hotter than the Reaper. Thank you, Spear Puff. And that's got a weird burn. It peaked. It had false peaks. And my tongue throbbed. That was a weird pepper. Social media is not my friend. You know what I mean? So the idea of me being on, the Blue Scorpion, the BTR, there's a whole bunch. Thank you for reminding that. Barella, good to see you. The whole thing with Discord, all my thoughts are, when you say, hey, have you thought about Discord? Here's the thing. My thought is, hey, just another place where someone can do everything they do to try to get me to jump off that balcony. I don't need it. I got enough. I want more love in my life. That's it. And I don't think going on to another platform or another source of social media is going to bring more love into my life right now. So, I hope you guys understand. There is Mindy Newton. Now, there is a good woman. Please do me a favor and give Rich a hug and a kiss from me. Happy birthday, youngster. Reap those AARP benefits now. You know what? Thank you so much, Mindy. You're a sweetheart. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I hope if Rich is there, tell him I said hello. You know, Rich and Mindy are one of my great story. I think it was the first year, maybe the first year, second year I had the channel. They had these jalapeno rings, and they were just the greatest. They were so good. He sent them to me, and I reviewed them. And I remember I'm like, dude, why are you not? How come you're not selling these? You need to. People would buy them, like no joke. And they're a company now, Point Blank Pepper Company, and they make great products. They're great, husband and wife team. I'm super proud of that. During that time, I had people saying, why are you reviewing hobbyists? Don't do that. I'm like, tell me what to do on my channel? I don't think so. So I did that for years and years. I did everything I could to try to help somebody get going. What else can I do? Discord is not like social media, much more control. I think it would enhance connections. You know, while I appreciate that, well, let me ask you this, and just be straight with me. I know you'll be, because I'll be straight with you back. Dan Young, so good to see you. Would it require, in order for that to happen, would it require my presence, or would it require the presence of moderators to make sure things don't run away? Answer me that, if you could, bro. Because here's the thing, I can't devote more time to another platform. I can't. I won't. All right. And I don't want to say to somebody, yeah, we'll do a Discord, but you've got to go monitor it. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of work, and I don't know. While I'm all about connection, I really am. I got to worry. Here's the thing. You know what? When you're on the plane, they say, listen, if there's a decrease in cabin pressure, air masks will drop. If it's not inflating, don't worry. Oxygen is still coming. Please put the mask on yourself first before you put it on the person, your kid, or the person next to you. I've been shoving masks on people for a long, long time, and it's time that I put the mask on me. And that's that's where that reaction is coming from. I'll hug Rich for you, since you two cannot be trusted together. Mindy, you're awesome. Thank you. LV, it's been fun, but I have to drop off. Hope you had a great birthday. I did. It's not LV, it's Ivy. Man, I'm an idiot. It's Ivy, right? I'm sorry. Thank you, Ivy, for being here. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. But that's 42 likes, 68 of us who didn't do their part. You know what? You're a good dude, Burrell. Thank you. Let me see here. Lisa Trimble, one of my faves. Ones for everyone who needs or wants them tonight. I need and want them always. Those are prayers, good wishes, positive vibes, prayers from Lisa, and prayers from me coming right back at you. But here we go. All right. It's all about the mods on Discord. Of course, each person who joins needs an invite and approval. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not trying to just be the no man, or the guy who says no, but I don't want to put that burden on people. If I could write them a check for doing that, I would, but I can't, so I won't. The other thing is this, and you say, I understand everybody that is there is invited and needs approval. Every single person who would celebrate if I did jump off that balcony were once people who loved me. Where we had amazing correspondence back and forth, nothing but love. And then one day, every one of them would have been approved. So I think you got a better chance of seeing me jump off the balcony than me starting a Discord. And I'm sorry, I can't be any more honest than I'm being with you. So I'm sorry, just being straight with you guys. Listen, there are times I love this is wonderful, but there are times where this is brutal. It really is. I don't know how to be more honest with you guys, but Rob says, I would love a Discord where we could all talk peppers and just have a fun community. I would, you know what it is? I'm gun shy, you guys. I'm gun shy. If you walked forget a mile. If you walked just downstairs, if you walked across my apartment in my shoes, if you got up and read my emails tomorrow, okay? Or if you get up and every day when I get up, there are comments, and there are flag comments because they have words or they say things that they're not supposed to. If you knew how many I'm going to have tomorrow morning that I got to delete because I can't, because some kid could read it. You know what I mean? You'd understand. You would. Happiness is a choice. I'm choosing happiness. It isn't just because I'm here. I'm choosing to be happy. And I don't think I couldn't do another platform. If you know what, if I wish I could see that, honestly, inevitably it would be infiltrated. Listen, there could be somebody in this chat right now who's going to be the next person to try to get me to jump. You think it's funny? I'm not trying to be funny about this. I'm not at all. But I'm telling you the reality. That is my reality. You know what I mean? I'm sorry it's like that. I remember when I started, man, I was like, it's like a lawyer, first year out of law school after passing the bar, you know what I mean? Fix the world. They're going to make a difference. See that lawyer 30 years later with a bottle in his desk, jaded, angry at everything. Now, maybe I've watched too many shows about lawyers, so if you're a lawyer, don't be offended. But, you know, I when I first started, nothing but happy. The world was new and fresh and exciting. And then it's brutal. So listen, I want to thank everybody here for joining me and wishing me a happy birthday. You guys are wonderful. You want to do me a favor tonight? You know what I'd love for a birthday present from every one of you? It doesn't cost you anything. All right? Here's what I'd like you to do. Do what makes you happy and most comfortable. Fun is what it's all about. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Captain Capsaicin. Here's what I'd like. You know what? Spirit Purple, I understand the dilemma. I appreciate your transparency. Now, you know what? You can still beat me up and keep asking. You're my friend, dude. Maybe you can sell me on it. Maybe you'll catch me on a different day where I feel better. I'm not telling you to stop, and I don't want you to alter the way you are around me. I dig you. So if you know what I would do if I were you? Wait till you see me glowing when a really great move. Hey, how about that Discord today? You never know. But here's what I'd like all of you guys to do if you don't mind doing this for me. All right, I want every one of you to go to my channel, and I made an app. I made a video of the ocean, and it's incredible. And I would like you all to try to sleep with it tonight. Before you go to bed, just click on it. All right, it's beautiful. I think it's a big, big part of why I'm feeling better. What happens? There's scientific studies, empirical information that suggests this is all true, but then the noise of the ocean, the rhythmic noise of the ocean, what it does is it mimics your deep breathing, which triggers in your brain that you're slowing down and it's time to sleep. There are a lot of people that have used this video, and here it is right there. There's a lot of people that are using this video. Brock Bandy is one. He said, and listen, I know Brock well enough that if he said, dude, that's not helping me, I'm not listening to it anymore. There's Brock. He's still here. Brock, I'm glad you're here. I'm picking on you. It really does help you sleep better. It's been helping me a lot. I don't think he would say, you know what? Brock is the kind of guy. He's like one of my bros, all right? If it didn't help him, he'd say, dude, I'm not watching it. I'm not listening to it anymore. Lisa, I love falling asleep. Do me a favor tonight. Just go over there and listen to it. It's 5 hours long, so you can click on it. I'll bet you'll fall asleep faster. Just try it. You know why I want you to try it? Total transparency. I get paid for views. How about that? But if it can give you better sleep and get you on the start of feeling better and thinking better, anybody who's watched me for any length of time, it almost has to be spooky to see how I am firing now. If you don't believe me, go back and watch a live stream from a year ago. You'll go, holy crap, what's he taking? What's he doing? Why is he sounding smarter and sharper? I'm a different person than I was 3 weeks ago, and a huge part of it is sleep. So I'd like everybody, do me a favor. That's my birthday present. Go over. Kristen put it in the a link in there. If you can't click on here, just go over to the channel. You'll see there's a picture of the beach in Salinas. Click on that and tell me and then tomorrow, please tell me what kind of sleep you've got. It would be a really, really cool thing if everybody got a little bit of better sleep. It'd be really, really neat. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I love you. I appreciate you all being kind. Thank you for making this birthday spectacular. This was my first birthday pirate down in South America. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, living abroad.